It is all coming up this weekend only on Fox. That's never happened before. Back to hoops. Talking some Grizzlies Warriors, thank you. If I told you this game was a ridiculous blowout, would you have picked Memphis without Ja Morant to have come out on top? You should have. Grizzlies taking down the Warriors by 39 points. They led by as many as 55 in this game. Draymond said it was just one game, don't make too much of it. Well, Ja had a slightly different approach to it. Take a listen.
I love this guy.
Grizz 7, perhaps. All right, Nick. Yeah. From what you saw last night, have the Grizzlies exposed the Warriors?
Oh, I absolutely believe so. Brew, how much do you love Ja? Can you imagine turning your back on a guy like that, being his biggest fan and then being his sworn enemy? God, I would never get over that. I honestly would never get over that. Just like I'd never get over if I voted Jokic over Giannis or other people MVP, and then on the same night Giannis wins the game. It's like, no, the Warriors are unbeatable, guys. Nobody can blame them except they can lose by 60 to a team without its best player. But that's neither here nor there. So this game was 29-28, Memphis, with a minute left in the first quarter. Memphis then, Brew, went on a 90, let me get this right, a humble 90-29 run to go up 50-some going into the fourth. 90 points in 25 minutes of basketball, which I looked it up, would be a near record for an all-star game. So here's my biggest takeaway. I don't agree with Ja. It's not going to be Grizz 7. But you know what's also not going to happen? This Warriors team's not winning 10 more playoff games. It is impossible for me to believe this Warriors team can win the title. You cannot have that type of performance. This game mattered. A game 6 is another chance for injury. More wear and tear on an older team. To come out that flat, to be that embarrassing. I said earlier in the week I was losing any faith I had in the Warriors' ability to win a championship. It's now down to 0. It's like a lot of my friends' current cryptocurrencies. It was once flying high, and now we are finding bottom. It is trading at 0 right now, Brew. So it is impossible for me to believe the Warriors can win 10 more playoff games as presently constituted, which is what it would take to win the title.
Okay, part of my role on this show as the wise elder statesman is to bring a historical perspective to this situation. And Nick, you know this. You're a historian as well. Teams can have a bad night, as Draymond Green said, and then rally behind it like nothing ever happened and come back to do great things. I take you back to 1985. Game 1 of the NBA Finals, they called it the Memorial Day Massacre. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They get destroyed by 34 points in Game 1 against Wild Celtics. And that, Nick, was a year after the tragic Johnson Finals, right? Where Magic was horrible. Sure. And so you can imagine the mindset of the Lakers at that moment, like, my goodness. And everybody's saying this team's just mentally soft. They're defeated. They can't beat the Celtics. They come back and win not only the next 2 games, the Lakers, but they win the series in 6. So it can happen. Sure. I'm not with you on downing the Warriors. I don't think they're going to win it. I got Phoenix in the West. But I do think if somehow your Mavericks get past the Suns, I think that Golden State will beat them, and I do think they win this series. Now, let me get to the elephant in the room, Nick. And I'm Ja's guy. Ja is my man, but you know it's facts over feelings. On him too. And let me preface this. Let me preface this a few times. Number 1, if I'm the Memphis Grizzlies, I am signing Ja Morant to a long-term max extension and making him the face of my franchise as soon as possible this offseason. No thought. I'm doing it right now, okay? I also think long-term, the Grizzlies are certainly better with the great Ja Morant, who may become the face of the NBA, not just the franchise. But right now, for whatever reason, And I haven't seen this in my 27 years of covering the NBA. The Grizzlies are better without Ja Morant. Right now.
I mean,
they just are.
something.
Nick, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. It's a large sample size. Look at the record. With Ja, that's a 52-game win pace over 82. Without him, that's a 63-game win pace. You see, it's not just about against chumps. They've beaten 10 out of 15 playoff teams. And let me read off some of those teams, Nick. Dallas in Dallas. Miami in South Beach. They beat Philadelphia, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Golden State, and Phoenix without Ja. And look at the offense, they score more. The defense is markedly better. They win by 14 points a game. I don't know if it's just more ball movement, if this defense obviously gets better. Whatever the reason, this year, this team, I mean, you just said it, 90-29. They were down 2-1 when Ja was playing. For some reason, right now, they're better without Ja, and that has something to do with what happened last night. So I'm not putting it all on the Warriors, Nick. Memphis is a monster. And so Golden State needs to get rid of them in 6 Wilds, and don't deal with them anymore like Apollo Creed with Rocky. Just get rid of them and let it go.
I mean, Broussard, I think you just did an excellent job there, Broussard, of sort of saying what everyone is thinking. Like, man, this sure is strange that the Grizzlies are this good without their star, but you're afraid to go the entire way. Because if that's the case, you're like, well, I still want to sign Ja. Do you think what would need to happen to make Ja, I don't know, expendable? Like, if the Grizzlies are that good without Ja, then why are you at the same time saying I would sign him? I know it's insane, but the numbers don't lie. At this point, the Grizzlies are so good. It's the old Ewing theory that Simmons talked about.
Here's my summer if I'm the Grizzlies, Wilds. I'm looking at all the film, and I'm saying, okay, how can we work Ja in? Maybe Ja becomes a little bit more of the system than being quite as the ball dominant and things like that. He's still going to be their best player, and you need a superstar long term. But I just think you got to figure out the best way to make everybody shine while Ja is there shining himself. But I don't get rid of him at all.
Well, Jenna, I never thought it would happen.
Go.
I'm the only Ja guy left on the show.
But
wow. I'm the only guy left.
I'm a Ja guy.
Bro, sorry,
you're not taking Ja.
No,
you're not taking Ja.
You're just realists.
Ja will respect the objectivity.
The other big news out of the NBA last night, are the Nets ready to move on from Kyrie Irving? Just like everyone's ready to move on